What's that? It's that show that you've been watching. It's another episode. Oh, finally. Now, for those of you who were raised on Donnie and Marie and Sonny and Cher, Oprah, and the Bradys, well, this is my Greg Brady song. Celebrating that time. We could just do whatever we wanted then. We were just happy. No, that's not the word. We were happy. Joyous. The 70s. Shiny day. It's time you know. I do all these songs because I can't pay somebody, and they're my songs. It's all compressed time. It's hours, and we're sitting in a room with microphones, guitars, making these songs, and skiing, and then talking, and then editing, and then doing the whole thing over again, because it's never good enough. Greg Brady would be so proud right now. So it is still Monday on the Slopes. We don't move very fast in episode time, and as you can see, he's just skiing. A star of the show. He got nothing right now. He's skiing. So listen, today is a beautiful day on the slopes. I'm going to tell you what it looks like. There's beautiful, freshly fallen snow everywhere. But it's dangerous. People are captivated by its beauty, and it hypnotizes them. So far, people, what is the count? I don't even know if we've got a count. Now, boys and girls, men and women of all ages, gather around. For this is the beginning of something great. This is Evil Petting Zoo and their latest song about hell. I want you to know all about Baby, who's right now is on the Baby monitor, and every now and then you're going to hear little peeps from Baby. There's just no way around that. She sleeps, she's up, she's down, she's perfect. I told you, she was the clinician said, clinically perfect. Said perfect. I said, is that a clinical assessment? Yes. Can you say that? Can you say that?
I know it just needs to be snugged together with a little, yeah. There, I got a little hair scoochie.
See, I know what a hair scoochie is. We use it as safety patrol officers. We're out there. We got pockets full of hair scoochies that we got to make the resort look beautiful. So that's actually what's going on behind you. So, right now is a great time for me to update you because behind you is 325 and Sandy Brumley. And we're putting up slow signs still, I guess. Gosh, guys, we're fixing them. We're fluffing. We're fluffing buffing the slow signs so that people will not only slow down, but they'll be like, wow, is that a hair scoochie? Those guys. Whoa. I lied. The time is now.
The time is 9:11. Quicksilver is spinning again, and we have fire in limelight. They just might want to be aware of that.
This particular season has had a lot of snow, and so so they are rejoicing, the opening of these wonderful runs. If anyone had it right, believe it or not, it may have been the Mormons. At least the first part, when a 14-year-old boy looked around, 1820, going, he asked the question, what's the right church for me? And he throws the Presbyterians right under the bus. The Lord himself comes down in his bathrobe in rays of light and says, you know what, they're all abominations. Everything happening right now on this earth
Might as well have a good time. Oh no. Sheep go to heaven.
Sheep go to heaven. And, so there it is. What perfect timing, because it is about that time that churches have no overhead, they're tax exempt, and there's all kinds of people running around going, man, if I could just come up with some way to have this exclusive place where only, And it happened. And people, I want you to know, I owe my life to that event. It's because of the brave pioneers that came over on their wagon trains, and they came and they settled in this area in Utah that I think they thought was the coast at first, the West Coast, but because it looks like it, and you've been going that long, and you come over that hill, and you're like, yeah, that's got to be it. If it's not, this is fine.
Get my sunglasses. Oh yeah.
They sent people to St. George to plant cotton. Get down there. I know it's 107. It's sand. Make sand cotton. Hot sand cotton. Well, they came over, and believe it or not, if it weren't for polygamy, I wouldn't be alive either, because they, great grandma, they came, hey, it's time we started pluralizing things around here. And she was like, no way. I'm out of here. And so because of that event, she went and, found somebody that was Presbyterian, no doubt, and, got things going on. And pretty soon, I came here and I'm doing this show. Wow. So I told you about babies and steps along the way, and maybe in your own life and everybody's life, there are these challenges, when will they end kind of challenges. And what happens is that, when we are born and when babies are born, those challenges become golden rays of sunshine. All of them. All of the challenges. Wrapped up with bows and neat little unicorns delivering it. We're gonna head for the tour first thing, and then back to free scan, patrolling payday today.
Town west is 1063, total downtime was 4 minutes.
I want you to know that every episode we are jumping the shark. And when people say jumping the shark, they mean that episode of Happy Days when they apparently had no more ideas left. So they said, oh, what if the Fonz is on water skis, and he jumps over a shark? That is going to bring the viewership in. I feel that way. But play the hits, people. Play the hits. If you're gonna do a show, you take people's time like we're doing here. I'm caking value onto the sides. Play the hits, people. So some of those songs they took forever. And that's all I have left of that time. I have some sort of vague memories, but and there's a vibe that those tunes have, right? There's a vibe. If you're gonna try and tell somebody about, anything important on this planet before a bus takes you out, a school bus full of kids, well then, you gotta talk about the Almighty before somebody comes along and talks about him for you. Jeez. Right? In Utah, people are of this religion called the Mormon religion. And, we're talking 200 years. There's beer older than this religion. And so, but, they cling to it. They were chased across the country and they said, we don't care. Well, you can tar us, feather us, kill our, children, all this stuff. These were people that were like, we still believe it. It's burned into our bosom. God bless them, because they made it over here and made more babies, and one of them was me. I mean, eventually. 200 years is a lot of screwing up. Up-screwing. They're up-screwing. Oh, okay.
How are you doing?
Don't bother him.
I came to make sure.
She's in red. She's one of the ninjas.
Well, Jim's in the locker room.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think I'm his only person.
Wow.
I'm tired of my own stories. So
We give the safety talk.
New stories.
So I'm going to go with him.
Okay.
If it's just the two of us, we can probably skip
The safety talk? No. No.
Give the safety talk.
That's
She
all right.
doesn't get.
I can feel. I have to.
She does not get what we do. Like, is it her first day?
Okay, so we can talk about roping home runs.
Okay.
Like deep.
Let's talk
I
about
know.
Safety on the S curves of home runs.
It's my life.
When the bombers who
Great.
wanted the waterfall
Yeah.
leap up without
You're in the ropes. You're in the chains.
10 people lying on the ground.
Let me have you talk to Sandy.
Could we have ropes there?
They were all good at this
Wrong
point.
guy to talk to, I think.
Why?
I'm
We're
just
all
here
gonna
to
get
enforce the
blocked.
ropes that
Right?
are there. I know, but I'm just there to support the ropes that are there. The people that actually decide where ropes and signs, I think it's like food and beverage people.
That's Valerie.
on the hill. You gotta tell her how to do it.
Just telling me where to put slow signs.
Gonna pull my pants.
Yes. You know what? It already has. Hold fast. Third, 5 years. No, don't let her in Costco either.
I did have a 3-year-old back when we called them code greens and we looked for kids.
Oh yeah, it's pink now, huh?
And I found him in the payday lift line, just sitting on the ground in the maze.
Yeah.
I found him. And of course, the first time I'm going to have a pass, because then we can look up mom and dad's number. And he looked up, are you going to pull my pass?
Please don't pull my
Hold my
pass.
pass. Wow.
I'm just a tiny boy.
Oh, scary.
He's got a dog. Yep. Oh, I just want
I'm a 3-story rambler in Deer Valley.
So,
Well, what a fine day we've assembled here. I mean, Yeah, I mean, it's just Monday, so, but I heard you guys have had some record numbers on these tours, like 20 the other day.
We're not.
20?
That was my fault because on Friday I basically was telling everybody about it. Your fault.
Yeah.
Inside the whole weekend, I guess they had like.
It was like, they told us this morning, and I was like, that's too much. That's like split it up into 2 tours kind of thing. Oh, is that right?
Sometimes it's 0.
People understaffed. We don't have enough people.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
And
We're waiting at this big statue with these eagles doing their dance, and
Oh, you shut it down after a certain...
I mean, yeah, 10 people is a lot of people. So, and they all gather around the statue, and here they come. Come on over here.
Get your tour here. Get your cold, hot, get
Right?
your tour.
Tasty tour.
Don't let history yes,
Repeat
this
itself.
Is the tour. All right. It's almost, maybe this is the tour. Maybe it's begun. Maybe I'm part of it. This is the proper way to put your mask on when you're on a tour. Ooh.
I think that I'm just kind of on now for a while. I don't know what to do. We got things to talk about,
Right.
but we're gonna plow our way through this. So more people are gathering around this snowy area. It's concrete. This is sort of the lodge outdoor area, and there's fire pits, and people are going through their pockets trying to find things, and
Right.
people are yelling, and kids are running away from their moms, and kids are running back to their moms.
I'm only giving things to people who are on
See?
time.
Yeah. See how important it is to be on time? There's people waiting for you long after. We're still waiting for you, Bob. Get over here. She didn't even want to do the safety talk. She's just like, get these people moving. Gotta do the safety talk. I think they might get tips. I've never. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying that, but hey.
Here he comes.
I think somebody slipped me a 20. When I found their family,
What? Wow.
here's $20.
Nobody knows.
Thanks for finding my family.
And then boom, 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 boom.
Well, 10 o'clock.
It's right on the dot, Tim. All right.
All right, that's.
Well, the resort likes to have me start the tour. I'm with Mountain Safety, and
Here we go.
I can tell already all you guys are already going to be just fine.
You're not going to have to listen to this whole thing.
Yeah.
I
can
can't make
tell.
it. Why would you want to?
There are some telltale signs of people who care about their own personal safety, and the helmet does give it away. And a lot of things, like the brakes on our skis and the safety on the lifts, those come naturally to us after we've skied all this time. But we do have this one run in pretty much the middle of the resort called Home Run, and
Home Run.
It's a green run, but it also has this nice little yellow halo around it. So
Some of you were like,
see the
yeah,
people
I
today
can see
that
why
are-
she
they're
wanted
liking
to
the
skip
green.
the set. No, it's
But
very.
they don't
This
like
is
the
a
people
life-saving
flying in and out
event
of them.
here.
They just want to focus on what they're
You're
doing.
watching lives get
That's
saved.
what we're there for. We put up slow
Right.
zone signs or conversation starters. And when we see people who may not even know, maybe from, we will go have a nice little conversation with them. They're not in trouble with, I don't want to say that. But for the most part, people, it's just like, oh, I thought I just slowed down at the sign, or oh, I didn't know that said slow zone. It's a conversation starter, We talk about merging, we talk about slowing, and we talk about obeying the signs, and then just basically skiing in control. It's like 7 ways of really saying, we respect each other out on the hill. We also are here to serve the guests, and help. We ski up to problems. We're constantly patrolling. So if people have had it for the day, if they're hurt, or if they just have questions about where the heck is a good place to ski, and that will be when you One of the things we also do, and the kids have found out, is we pass out these hot chocolate cards.
By now, you're thinking, yeah, Walmart security way outranks this guy. Like any security outranks this guy, which is true. Even
So,
like
here's your big
off-duty
math.
security.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got you guys, anybody who can lay it on me. One of the many, I'd say about 7 different things on the skier's responsibility.
This is the other side of our power pendulum.
Price.
The power that we wield.
Watch, she's gonna show us how it's done.
Look uphill.
Look
We can
uphill.
give out free stuff. We can hand people cash. Cash is the ultimate, isn't it, for people? That's the ultimate thing you can hand somebody that says the consequences of your actions are taken care of. You know?
Right away.
The consequences of your actions, going into the lodge and saying, whatever you gotta do, bust out hot chocolate. Make it all the consequences free to me. Right? Everything they had to do to get that chocolate here from Indonesia or wherever it came from,
Secure your gear. Keep his gun
I have no consequences. That's the ultimate. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's not on there, but it should be.
All the money in the world, you have all.
Yeah, you got to be able to safely ride the lift, or we're gonna just not give you hot chocolate.
You're immune. You're impunity'd. You're
I don't know.
absolved.
Obey the signs. Obey the signs? All right, now you take this.
You're above the law.
That's good.
You're the president. This is, I guess, what that means. You're the president. Even if your debt means your wealth, even if, like, somehow you've propped up so much debt that it's your wealth, because you know that if you just, things go wrong, you just, well, it's not my debt. It's,
Coffee, hot chocolate, and soda. You don't need
I'm the president. I can just pardon myself on this one, can I? Is it what? How? Yeah? Yeah, okay, good.
happening on the mountain today, and so to you go the spoils.
I've been above it so long. I mean, when all of a sudden you say below it, it's like, oh, there's got to be way above. I'm
Love
above it.
yell at people. But you'll see me.
We won't see you again today.
Yeah, but it'll just be a yell of love. Yeah, but if you do, especially in that home run area, we got our radios, and nobody can ski faster than those. And so
Yeah.
people quite often
So see, there's another thing. We have radios that go light speed. We can go light speed. That's a power. Serious superhero powers.
A 250-pound man going 70 down a beginner hill is not. So anyway, you guys don't have that problem. They will. Yeah, he wants you to be like little ducklings, okay? Don't get out of the formation or he'll start throwing snowballs at you. All right, guys, have a good time, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Keep it
5,
short and
6,
let these
so
people get out
one
there and ski for
every-
crying out
I
loud.
don't know which one we missed. We missed one of the skier's responsibility codes, but we don't know which one it was. We'll figure it out. All right, we got it?
Alright, so stay in control.
Got it?
Downhill skier has the right of way.
Got it?
Look
Merge.
uphill when merging.
Got it?
Observe signs warning
Right.
close trail.
Got it?
Ride the lift, and the last one is...
Treat people like you treat yourself.
Away equipment.
Yeah. How'd we get them off?
0 row. Alright, we got them all.
We got them all! Hi, Valerie.
They had to come up with, every place has to come up with these things. There's the commandments, there's all these laws to say the same thing. Be nice to people. Don't let your path to happiness completely disregard other people's. Right? But 9 times out of 10, that's the problem. So, we're all guilty. I'm the most selfish person I know, but I try. It disappoints me to see people be selfish. What are you going to do? You got to just... It's part of the thing, is what it is. We're meant to survive, and we're meant to be mean when we're backed in corners, be mean when it comes to survival. But some things have just gone too far. And people are just born into it. A lot of people left after, when they reached adulthood, and they blamed the Mormon experience on their departure from the area, typically across the country, far away, and they just did not want to raise their kids here. And any of us on the other side know what they're talking about. With all due respect, as I've said to these guys that are Mormons, it's a tough time being on the other side of the fence, as I suppose, it always is. But now with the hindsight, it's just so unnecessary. We have to bear all these travel costs of people going back and forth just because I don't want my kids, and so I don't know my nieces and nephews. They're a day's travel away, and so we get to see them in these brief episodes in life, and it's tragic. And now that I'm looking forward to having, raising a child again in this atmosphere, I'm looking for the ways that to be cautious about her spiritual experience. Because let's face it, the paint is starting to peel on this thing, and people are starting to realize, I'm a Mormon because of my grandma or because of my mom and all that stuff. But I mean, especially women are like, I cannot wait to shake this thing off because it's so oppressive and it's repressive and it's depressive. It's really hurting some people. Most recently in the news, they've changed the way that they have their meetings, and these are meetings that people have with their bishop, who's a layperson for all intents and purposes, and unpaid layperson who has private meetings with devices to keep the meeting outside their door so that nobody can hear what's going on in there. With people and, girls throughout their whole life. And there are questions and talks about sexuality and punishments that puts these men, and we just know now because we're an advanced civilization with a bigger brain, and we know now that men are not to be trusted with babies and kids, especially young girls and young boys, in rooms where nobody knows what's going on except the two of them. That it's less beneficial to their everything because of the odds of some of these people turning it into an opportunity to get their jollies. There's just things that you're all of a sudden confronted with when you're thinking things through. Wow, what are we going to do about this? And what are we going to, what are we going to do about this? Because it's traumatic, especially now, because you're like looking back and you thought you were led to believe that you just missed it, didn't you, kid? If you'd only been born a Mormon, well, can I convert? You try and convert, and it's just still, you're not of the cloth. You're not of the Mormon pioneer stock that came over here and really, well, I am. No, you're not, buddy. You're a convert. Converts are trash. They're worse than the Gentiles. That's what we call them. We call them Gentiles because we think it's funny that we're above even the Jews. Jews are Gentiles in our world. That's just how we look at it, baby. Because we're that high and mighty. Well, the thing is that's not where it begins. So, in the words of the Bible, let's talk about the beginning. The Mormon Church, it needs a diaper change. It's got some junk in the trunk. This guy that founded it, we know now. It's gross. He was a gross man. And so there's an image thing. And they're working on it. They said, okay, in these meetings, instead of just coming out and saying, this is awful, and we are going to do everything to make this so this never happens again, because this is an awful thing, then we hear you, and we're cleaning up our image, and they didn't do that. There's all now an adult can come in if you want. If you really want that, then you can have an adult come in. They rewrote the whole manual. God knows how many times they've done that with their own perfect gift from God. Oh, we got to change that part about how you can turn black people into white people if you go to this place. I'm sorry, folks. The term was delightsome white, and it's just a Google search away these days. And it's embarrassing because there are generally really nice people, but they're part of something scary. There's strict warnings throughout the Bible that say, look, if you add unto this, if you take away, if you put pictures of Egyptian funerary documents in there, you better make sure it's the Book of Abraham and not just something that this guy's just trying to sell books.
I got here.
Because it's sandwiched, right? It's doing what the warning said don't do. Or no matter who you are or what your intentions are, you're first and foremost, you're breaking it. So what did he do? Joe Smith, first thing he does, the commandments go something like this. Respect God, the Lord your God, number one. This is 10 plus years of Bible camp, people. You see, I couldn't raise my own kids, so I had to raise other kids at Bible camps for over 10 years. So the first one, he blows through and says, Jesus is my right-hand man. This guy. The first one, he says, Jesus is my right-hand man. So as far as I'm concerned, boom. Yeah. One. Then they take and put the Lord's name on every single building, church, pamphlet, person, tag, thing, everywhere you look, without apology, is the Lord's name in vain. Number two, boom. God, you want proof? Come to Utah. Go to a public school first and just see how many times it's taken in vain before you even get to the places where you don't even have free speech anymore. I don't know what he was doing on the Sabbath day, but something tells me it wasn't keeping it holy. Honor your mom and dad was the fourth one, and I know that his parents, it's historically documented, they were like, Joe, stop. It's getting too big. You gotta stop. These people, they don't know that you're just conning them like you did all your life. You're a con artist. You're not the chosen one any more than any one of us. We've all had the rays of light thing. Yeah, you didn't? Yeah. And the bathrobe? He's not doing bathrobes these days. I'm going to tell you that. He's doing a onesie. Don't kill. Well, history, all of this stuff. Adultery, oh boy. Don't steal. Well, you know what's stealing? What's false witness? Those things get so murky sometimes when you're running a non-profit organization with absolutely no expenses and everybody's giving you all of their stuff because they're consecrating everything to you, my Lord. I love it. The last two, don't, covet your neighbor's wife or their stuff. He was begging, hey, I need you to go to St. George and, plant some cotton. That's what they call it. Send Elder Bradshaw out to plant cotton while we plant children in his wife's womb. It's true, people. What am I? I'm just reading history here. Look, for those of you Bible thumpers out there, I want you to have Deuteronomy 4:2, loaded up. Revelations 22:19. If you have any further questions about that, And, if you need the lighter touch of some New Testament, head on over to Mark 9:42. You soak those in. Let a river flow behind you. A river of peace and love. Peace is flowing like a river. Because it is. It doesn't need to be, everybody give me all this stuff. And state, you don't even need to see me about taxes. I'll take care of it from here. In fact, I'm going to run for president. Why don't you just let us have our own money over here? Everything got so crazy, our own alphabet. We're going to just do things our own dang way. So what if you had that? What if you had this pile of pieces just in front of you? A pile of pieces, it looks like it builds something and you've been tasked to make this happen. Build that pile of pieces into a working, big whatever it's supposed to be. Here's these instructions, and we don't know who wrote them. We're not even sure, aliens, or maybe it's all just a big farce. But here's these instructions. They've been around for more than 2,000 years. You can use them. Or this other group over there is doing it their own way, man. They're doing it their own way. They're going to put pieces together and they're going to make this thing happen. They're not going to take the advice or the experience of other people. They're going to just do this thing their own way. Whatever you want to do. We're just this society these days where we don't read the manual. IKEA, we're like, it's just show me the picture. I can do this. And man, as soon as you miss bracket B and, part A-4, you did not use the proper hex tool.
Don't be afraid of the big hot bubbles. Don't be afraid of the big hot bubbles.
Maybe. What if this all ends up building a ship? It has to be seaworthy or something like that. And, you put them side by side and say, look, yeah, sea group, they even had this little flingy ding over there on the Wing It group. And, these guys, the degree of difficulty, who knows? And the degree of, being able to follow instructions these days. But honestly, there's real value in something that has been scrutinized over for 2,000 years. People talked about it. They keep giving their money to it. They keep building giant buildings toward it. I don't care if you don't believe in it, that's fine, but you have to believe in it because all these other people do. And the scariest thing is that there's some people out there that take this idea of adding to the word of the Lord super seriously. Even the word of the Lord takes it super seriously. It talks about you'd sooner have a millstone around your neck and dropped it, cast into the sea. And eaten by sharks that Fonzie just jumped over. Way! These are the days. These are the days. So yeah, there's some serious junk in the trunk that just needs to be. They just need to just say, we're, you know what? We're done with that chapter. We recognize that we were the abominations. That we continue to perpetuate this god-awful behavior against other human beings, abusing this concept of places were tax exempt because they would do well for the community, and that's not the case. People move away because they can't have a good, decent life here.
I'll sloop it. I was going to do this at lunch. Are people limited to how many people you can on the spot?
So let's do that now. Let's say we're 14-year-olds nowadays with our Google and our ability to have knowledge at our fingertips instantly. I'll come to my daughter and say, I've done the research and don't go with the Mormons.
Right. I'm not saying that you put one in.
You may want to. They may be doing some great things. But there are people that take this stuff so seriously on this planet that you also might find yourself, having to defend it. And if you can't completely defend yourself against an Islamic jihadist, who are you then? Peter? Your rooster's crowing.
Bottom line is, all you see, you line your pockets with human
Yeah, that doesn't help.
treat your people like backyard barbecue meat.
To be completely oblivious to all of this. Oh, well, that's not what we... Yeah, it is. Congratulations, all of this stuff. There's still stuff in there about how having multiple gal pals in the celestial is the deal. You just keep... You know what? We're not taking that part out. Where you can have lots of babes fanning you or whatever's going on. And trust me, I've been there. It looks like your grandma's living room in these temples that are supposed to say this is what afterlife. Really? And here in this uncomfortable living room? Okay. Bring them one at a time. We know what he was all about now. And people who are trying to say, oh no, it's not. We're going to keep singing our songs and hold to the rod and oh my God. This herpes on my face, it's just, I'm going to just have to live with it. No, you don't. These days, you get rid of it. You get that herpes. Get the herpes off your face. Get the diaper changed. Change your stuff. And, don't go out against cannabis. What are you, dumb? Where? What do you have? What? Mark what? 0? Mark 420? John 420? All of them 420. None of them say, oh, no, not to be smoketh of the Lord's weed. Give me a break, guys. Here we have a proven remedy for the opioid epidemic that's killing Utahns, Mormons. But where's the truth in that? So what they say here locally is they say, I know this church is true. I know that Joseph Smith was true. I know the true. What they're saying is that what his vision was when the Lord came to him and said, no, they're all wrong. They're all abominations. Start your own and that'll be the real deal. Don't you worry. Lordy Lord is right here. Jesus, I'll be your right-hand man, buddy. You know it. I'm JHC right here to be your right-hand man. Guys, I don't care if you think that
We're wearing goggles today.
it's a goggle day, You can believe what you want about the Bible, but today's a goggle day. You got to wear goggles or your eyes are not going to work out by the end of the day. In mountain safety, it's your risk bubble has extended bigger than yourself. Dump the Mark of Cain racist stuff. Get rid of your pedophile idols in your meetings about sex and about predation. Because they'll come for your statues, people. And they won't ask questions. They're not going to sit there and debate it. They're not going to ask you why you knowingly put these false documents in there.
Light snowfall. Just gonna go goggles.
Start being the true church. Be true about your numbers. Care about your people. In an opioid epidemic, show some compassion for your own people who are suffering, who've come to you and protested. So the conversation begins in a different place. It begins with this place where, as kids, we knew it's, we believe in the true church, and you are
Steward of the mountain.
the abomination. And you're not going the same places we are.
Sure, people aren't an asshole like I once was. Making up for everything I did wrong. When I was really young, our babysitter, Bonnie, she was just a rent-a-sitter in Park City. So she was a teenager. Her and her friend. She ended up being Dave Rasmussen's girlfriend and drove a convertible Volkswagen Rabbit. The license plate topless.
Yeah, I'm going to give... See? License plate topless. I'm giving you all the details. You can look her up. You can go visit her and say, hey, did you know there's a show that was like basically based... I've been killing time all this time so that I could get to this story about this. They took us up as kids, her and her friend, who knows what her name was, up on Park City Mountain in the summer as an activity with my little sister. Maybe my sister is Joanne. And so we're up on this mountain, hot day, shorts, scratched up by the trees. I'm telling you, it was a very vivid memory because of the pain.
Going down there, it ends up being Park City Main Street. And we ended up there for the rest of the day. Really.
I'd seen Main Street, but this was a way to ascend onto Main Street. The top of it was amazing. It was a new adventure, ghost town. 1850s coming alive.
1052 being a toboggan. There's a place called Neil's Fudge on Main Street. So good. The fudge was outstanding. And you could look in the window and see the taffy puller making taffy, and then we can chop it. There's still a place there, cutting fudge in the window, but it's not Neil's Fudge.
Sorry, go there anyway. I'm sure they're lovely. I haven't gone because of this whole experience. I'm off Neil's Fudge for a while.
Neil's Fudge.
They would cut it in the window and you just knew the texture.
Who did that?
Here's Sandy.
City Patrol, this is 313.
313. Perfect radio call.
That's Sandy. That's his new number, 313. Sexy.
Yeah, he got promoted. He's a lead.
In the team. That makes him a lead.
Lead patroller. Sandy B.
325. They're not really answering him back.
City Patrol, this is 313. Good.
Have you seen 325?
I am with a 1050 on Lower Crescent. It's a 27-year-old female who has hurt her knee.
Pop?
Because if you hear a pop, which they do.
That's where we gotta find her now.
Good.
You can get a level of severity. Like, did you hear a pop? Yeah, I heard a pop. Okay.
Lower Crescent.
You're in for a ride. Did you hear a pop? No, no pop. Oh, good. Why don't you get back up and start skiing? Ski this thing off, you pansy. So what do you tell your 14-year-old when they come to you and they're like, well, what is the right one? What is the one true one? Well, it's not the Mormons, and the Mormons threw out the Presbyterians, like right there in print. Like, they're for sure. See, that's the trouble. When you throw the baby out with the thing, they've been led to believe that they're so high and mighty. They've been driving the Lexus of religions that, you're not going to go Honda. You're not going to go like community church down there because they're just going to be like, oh, all the rituals and all the stuff, it's all gone away, all our righteousness and all that. Well, guess what else is gone? It's like these guys have been sold a lifetime of celestial oil changes. And now they're realizing, oh my gosh, my oil has never been changed before. Just barely coming around to the desperate protests of these victims. Still singing songs about the people that victimized others.
So technically, no. Lower Crescent is where I'm standing.
Yeah, have it removed. Even Mark Twain was like, if you took all the plagiarism out, and then you took all the verily, verily, verilies out, you'd be left with the pamphlet of Mormon. Chloroform and print.
Right now, I'm at about
Junk in the trunk.
Copy that. See you, Jim.
The whole deal's going down. We're gonna drink a glass of milk. We're gonna sit by the mountains, and we're gonna drink our milk, and the whole deal is going down. We're blowing up the mountain of records. He was just a man. They were all just men, and you gave them too much power because of you, whatever. That's where the conversation starts. Didn't start with, oh, they're so nice. It's, guys, you need to get the hell out. You're in a burning house. My neighbors are so nice. They do such good in the world. But they're in a burning house, and I can't run in after and save them because, man, they did this to themselves. Hell, they had people telling them across the country, don't keep... Because that's the number one people. Well, things were different back then. Old men married 14-year-olds all the time. No, they didn't. They didn't. They weren't commanded by the Lord to replenish and all that. No, they were banging 14-year-olds, which comes naturally in the male psyche to want to have sex with young, fertile women. Evolutionists, rejoice. Your words are being heard here. The thing is you're a prophet if you have prophecies that come true. Right? But they had prophecies, but they would be like, oh, go to this town. It's the new promised land. At that time, that promised land is being destroyed. Just
Everything okay? Good. Is there any way I can be of help?
Oh, no, just give me a place I can put my keys on. I was having a hard time putting it on.
Sure. Yeah, that's part of the deal, huh?
Right? We find people on the hill.
You're good, yeah.
Why should I be critical about, you're on the hill here. Everybody's on a different hill in a different place at a different time. And sometimes in life, we just don't have that hill under us to say, look, I'm on a green, go easy on me here. These guys are like, I see you're on a green. Come over here. We're going to take you on this black diamond. We're going to confuse you with trees, powder, and the possibility of death and your everlasting, whether you're going to see your children or not. And then, we're going to tighten the screws, halfway. No.
Careful this after this.
Right? Because that's what happens. We get lulled into a sense of security, like, oh, okay, this is okay. No, it's not okay. There are some forces out there, people that are, whether you believe it or not, they believe it. Write that letter. Get yourself off of that list fast. You don't want to be on lists these days. Have you heard what's going on? Look, I don't want to sound like I'm but no, not when you have a 14-year-old asking you which one's right. I wouldn't do the one that's already been identified as a false prophet, adding unto somebody that has been just warned time and time in book after book. And I think that he was really kind of felt guilty about it. And it was kind of like, look, if you find anything that's not true in this book, then the whole thing's wrong, okay? In the beginning, like, look, if it,
slow.
So take it easy out there, people. That's all I'm asking. Be safe. These guys, they've been warned before. They've been warned over and over again with tar, feathers, chasings. Don't do this to people. Don't. We know it's not. Now, I gotta pull them over. I gotta snip their pass.
Get down on your knees.
I came across some writings from Martin Luther, and we've named the Lutheran Church after this guy. And oh boy, you'd be surprised at how many Lutheran ministers, teachers.
On home run above Lower Crescent, and it looks like it's a gas transport negative on the 1050.
See, he's at the wrong 1050. He's calling it early. Confirmation bias. Mountain safety, who called it in, should be there in yellow. It's a different person. Confirmation bias.
Copy. Yeah, Henry's here now, so we'll send someone down Lower Crescent.
Sandy just can't wait to get on the radio. He's practicing what he's going to say. Here I go. Go, Sandy. You say it.
This is 313. I'm with that 1050 on Lower Crescent. We're right just below Sidewinder. We're still on there.
Right? You get frustrated when it's like, hey, man, no, the accident's over here, you guys. You know? And they're saying, no, there's no accident. That guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. There's no accident. I'm not seeing him looking around and nothing. Just some guy who wants to ride down, some pansy. Meanwhile, Sandy's up there with somebody. When I came across these writings
I don't know why it goes straight.
from Martin Luther, and they're called, people, I don't want this in my show, The Jews and Their Lies. You're going to have to look it up. I'm not going to, it's just, for whatever reason, this man that we all sing songs about, and boy, he wrote a few too, he wrote this stuff, and it's just like, what happens to us at 60? Oh, what happens to us when people start giving us a little bit of like, hey, man, you know what you're talking about. Wow.
Easy.
I am going easy on him, but come on. If you want to read some of this stuff, it's disgusting. It's awful. You cannot believe that they continue to.
This little boy is dressed all in yellow. He has a black helmet with horns sticking out.
Oh, the Satan boy. Yeah, dress your kid like Satan Day. put horns on him. Send him down the hill. Devil baby. Satan is my motor. Yeah, it's a quiet day. Toboggan rolls by. No more tumbleweed up here. I've been working with these, that was my soft landing place after, converting, taking a look, going through the motions of the Mormons and coming out the other side just screaming. And the whole time they're like, no, this is how no. These are human beings. Bottom line here, and it's scary, is that, look, is that the God favors the Jews, and none of us are getting in unless JC has some street cred. And everybody wants to jump on board with that. Be like, oh, JC, he's like, no, everybody gets in now because of that. Really? Well, what are you going to do? How do we know that? So, yeah. There's no book, sweetie. 14. There can't be anything between you and your creator, whether that's evolution, whether that's the world and their happiness or love, or bathrobe guy. The reality is our lives just are not long enough, and we don't work enough of this out.
Come on, baby.
So you just have to sort of be as if there's this Santa Claus dude No, not Satan. See, every time he passes now, that boy, I'm gonna say Satan. I don't mean to. I blame Shane for. You know who you are, Shane. By the way, awesome backup vocals by Wanner back there, my sister Wanner. There's just actually less to say. You know, if you're having a connection with another person, that
I'm on team with a 27-year-old female with the right knee injury, and I have everything I need.
is going to give you more mileage, I think, than, you know, going down a road that has already been, has got some baggage, it's got some junk in the trunk. Why do you want to inherit that? And if you're one of those people who say, well, I just haven't got off, get off the rolls.
No trouble. Hey, it's top of Crescent Run, gears left, right under the lift line. We have a closure rope and
I wrote a two-pager.
Bring one down. Let's stick it in that rope line. I would twist it into the rope.
I wrote a two-pager resignation, and I also wrote a two-sentencer, which ended up to be a two-phone caller with the bishop, and he's a nice guy. They're lovely people. Nobody is saying any one person. It's just reached a point where I'm saying emergency here. Whether or not this is true, whether or not there's atheists, whether or not they got themselves into blah, 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 women particularly, and kids, and people not of even the cloth, I think are being treated unfairly. It's been too long. They are not being allowed to pursue happiness. It's the ultimate abuse to be just told you're worthless in the sight of your creator and to be convinced to that.
Gotta protect yellow Satan. It's really
go Satan, go, go Satan, go.
These little white horns.
Right? It's so much easier if you just say, look, God is the truth, Satan is lies. That's it. No bathrobes, no books, no nothing. Hey, let's just do this ourselves, right? Yeah, well, let's just wing it. Well, there's all these weird distinctions that we get into. Well, you know, what if the truth is there's a hole under you, but there's a board keeping you from falling into it. And then some guy comes along and says, I'm the bringer of truth. Let me reveal the truth. And then all of a sudden the board is gone and there's just a hole and you fall into, you know, alligators, sharks. Go, Fonzie, go. You can do it. Told you, Fonzie was going to be a big part of the show.
Can I get a ground ambulance to Park City Base Patrol?
It's too bad.
25-year-old female. A&O times 3 with midline spine tenderness and cervical spine.
A&O times 3, huh?
Which is a downgrade from A&O times 4.
Copy a ground ambulance to Park City Base Clinic for a 25-year-old female. A&O times 3 with midline spine tenderness.
Right. So we're getting there. We are preventing people from having to, you know, that could have gotten so much more serious. All of these could have been so much more serious.
Snowmobile from King Kong Patrol to the top of Crest. I copy.
I think churches and religion are good for the community. They've shown that they have. I think they should maintain their, obviously, tax-exempt status. I think they do good. I think that the local churches do well here.
If I sneak on here, is that... Yes, of course. Excellent.
I'm getting on the ski lift with somebody. And there's going to be some talking. But, you know, like Jesus said on the cross, look, if you want to go, you can go. There was no need for that guy to do anything else. If you really want to go...
As soon as this bar comes down, you'll have...
You're in with JHC. Okay, you can't have to, like, oh, you have to know English. Then you have to be able to decipher all this stuff. Then you have to, like, follow this person that may or may not be a prophet.
Too, if you have any questions.
Oh,
See, so...
extra benefit.
Right?
Extra
Or,
benefits.
you might have a question I can't answer. Stump the Stump the idiot, I guess we could play.
Yeah, we were just talking actually. We were just coming down Widowmaker, and there's a bunch of little plants sticking out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like some spiders just wiggling their
Yeah,
legs
it's
there.
part of our designer run series. Yes.
I'm guessing that's just because there hasn't been a lot of snow up until this recent snowfall, right? Is
You'd
that-
think, but why not mix dried floral with skiing?
I like your thinking. I like your thinking.
Widowmaker? What are you doing over at Widowmaker? Just tearing it up, huh?
Enjoying a little snow.
That's great.
Widowmaker.
That run scares me. Just the name of it scares me a little bit.
People just don't ski it. So if somebody's skiing Widowmaker, you just
Let my
know
yellow sheen be seen on
they're not from around
such
here.
a place of ill repute.
Oh my.
But those who can ski it have got some chops, so that's good. Proud of you. How far did you come to be here today?
I'm in New York, and Dad is from sunny Miami.
Hey, Dad, Sonny.
Is it Daddy-Daughter Day?
Wow.
It's one of these things I've decided I have winter on my own terms.
He says he's got winter on his own terms.
I like that. I'm kind of doing the same thing because this season has been so, well, the pattern has just been so meh, that I've been just meh about the whole thing. I don't shovel the driveway because I know it's just going to melt at the end of the day. And, and it tries to come on. It tries to be on TV for 2 weeks and make these big, oh, here comes this big storm. And
Yeah, not what you guys are used to.
not this year.
No. Strange season.
Right? I remember one year, and it was just maybe 3 years ago, and it was Memorial Day, and my wife and I decided to go out of town, but boy did Utah get clobbered.
No.
And that was a storm.
Oh, I remember that, and it went through Montana.
Yeah.
Like there was a crazy.
Yeah.
On the ski mountain, everybody is just in a good mood.
But
The opposite of that.
yeah.
You know it. You can talk to anybody.
Where has it gone? I've looked everywhere, it's just gone. I've looked over here, I've looked over there. I've looked everywhere, it's just gone.
So that's great that you guys are doing a dad-daughter ski.
25th annual dad-daughter ski trip.
Wow.
No technically.
Looking, can't find it. There it can't find it. Now I'm late, can't find it. What will I do now? What will I do? What will I do? What will I do? Where could it be? What will I do now? How can I go on?
That's okay.
It was very good. And then the piano teacher said, "You've got to cut your nails."
I found that there's no need to go on. We really should just stop this song. I found that thing, it is my wedding ring. I wear it.
Why do that when you can just grow out your fingernails and then you get that attack sound?
Now that I found it, there's no need to go on. No need to go on, go on. No need to go on.
Yeah, that doesn't ever play. But I think learning music as a youngster makes our brains good. It's a good thing for the brain.
It's kind of like another language that you learn.
I believe it. Oh, I did hear that just yesterday, that it's one of the three languages, mathematics and film was the one. Yeah, that's where I heard it last night watching the Oscars.
Oscars.
So of course they're like, and the third one is film.
Yeah.
Is it? Is that the? Before art? Yeah.
I
Before.
thought Kimmel did a good job.
He does a great job. He's classy, you know, he's funny, he's kind of brought everything into doing pot jokes and stuff, and it's, you know, it's not, there's an awkwardness that all my favorites I see him have doing that gig, like Steve Martin when they, just there's those awkward moments when they're trying something to see.
It's tough because it's like all their friends.
Mm-hmm. Right, and you know they must give them some creative freedom or they wouldn't do it, but it's one of those gigs where maybe you don't want the creative freedom. You know, you want to have maybe some scripts going and doing the whole, hey, let's just try this. It's the Oscars, why not? You know, let's just see what happens if I, you know, right. And do the projection on the screen or the other audience and the whole thing.
So excited.
It was unbelievable.
Like, what is going on? In there.
But then you saw it. There was a moment when even he was like, "This has gotten out of control. It's just a bunch of noisy people now." And then so he started. He, like a good MC, moved things along and had that person read the next thing. And
like that's it.
Yeah, it was a great toss back to the action. And so yeah, he's a pro. He's great. I think Jon Stewart is still the one to beat. I think, right? He always is. He just is such a natural at that. He can't act or do anything else, but he can really do the whole show thing and say things that are, whoa, but still, you know, hey, it's there.
That little grenade.
Yeah. Wow, you guys have a great
day.
Yeah. Someday when I have a daughter, I'm envious. Yeah, well, I'm 13 weeks away, so bye. Exactly like Robin Cave.
And that brings us to the end of our show today. And really the hard part, you've got some major vertical feat here, and I want to tell you right now in this show, and I'll tell you later too, but that's it. You're gonna always have the show number, like if you've watched 5 episodes, then your vertical is always going to be one more. So you're gonna have 6,000 vertical. And that's simply because we had some double runs in there. So always going to be one more. So if you ever say, oh yeah, watch your show, really? How many vert do you have? How many vertical do you have? It's going to be one more than your episode number. And that's going to be our secret way for me to know if you're even really, if you just think, oh, this is just some show about you, or this is some show about skiing, or this is some show, no, this show is about everything while at the same time being about nothing. So, until next time, I'm so glad we had this time together just to laugh and sing a song. May God keep you till he brings us together again. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Tie a tourniquet. No, that's not necessary. Just a minute. Our guests, they seem to be.
Whatever you do, don't join any religions until the next episode. And please, be safe out there.